next panel now. And we have some amazing guests here also. This panel is on how to rebuild preschools post-pandemic. And our panelists include Ms. Preeti Quatra, Chairperson, Petals Group of Schools, New Delhi. She's the moderator. Mr. Preetam Kumar Agarwal, Founder and Director, Hello Kids Education, Bangalore. Dr. S.K. Rathore, Founder, Chairman and MD, Sanford Group of Schools, Ghaziabad. Shobhan Soy, CEO, The Clay Preschools, Ludhiana. Swati Mutha, Founder, Director, Wonder Kids, Pune. And Manjeet Legha, Director, Academics and Trainings, Little Millennium Education Private Limited. So I believe if we can have all of them on the dais. Can I just announce and introduce the names again? Ms. Preeti Quatra, Chairperson, Petal Groups of Schools, New Delhi. She's the moderator. Mr. Preetam Kumar Agarwal, Founder and Director, Hello Kids Education, Bangalore. Dr. S.K. Rathore, Founder, Chairman and MD, Sanford Group of Schools, Ghaziabad. Shobhan Soy, CEO, The Clay Preschools, Ludhiana. Swati Mutha, Founder, Director, Wonder Kids, Pune. And Manjeet Legha, Director, Academics and Trainings, Little Millennium Education Private Limited. So as I said, the topic now for this panel discussion is how to rebuild preschools post-pandemic. And now it's over to Ms. Preeti Quatra.
Very good evening to each and everyone. I hope we are not going to make you feel bored at all after lunch. We are about to get coffee after this panel. And I strongly believe if you look at this panel from my eye, after listening to this panel, you will get to know that you have read 15 books on early childhood education. Believe in the capability of the people, those who are sitting here. Some are running 300 schools, some are running 800 schools, some are running 20 schools. So everybody is coming together and ready to share their knowledge. Thank you so much, everyone from the audience side. Can we have a big round of applause to boost up? Great. So are we all ready to unleash the book? Yes. So the today's topic is how to rebuild preschool industry after this post-pandemic. This is a very saddening situation that preschool got a toll after this pandemic, because nobody has ever imagined that any virus or any disease can affect so much that children are not allowed to live their own life on their own terms. I can basically describe childhood. If you want me to give a synonym, childhood means freedom and play, which we all get under the supervision of teachers and our parents. If children are not allowed to play outside, they don't have the freedom to go anywhere. The worst part is they don't know how to express that. So now things are coming on the educators when time has come, which we can foresee that we have to reopen again. So with the blessings of the God that we all are ready and we all are ready to rebuild our system. Believe me, everybody who is into preschool industry has worked hard to give their best to reach to every child. Right? So let's hear from each one of us that how we are going to make a change and how we are going to bring a difference in our schools to give best to our children. So should we begin? Yes. Okay, so I will start from here. I request that one question, we will ask one question and we will see a viewpoint from each one of them so that we got to know how everybody think about that, statement or the question. So Preetam sir, first to you, that what do you think? What will be the future of preschool after this post-pandemic? Everybody is talking about rebuilding. So what you have given a thought? Because he is running almost 800 Hello Kids pan-India, I think in 2 countries. Yes, sir, over to you.
Thank you, everyone. And frankly speaking, let me go back 2-3 sentences back. The day when it was announced that we are closed and we are on to start an online preschool, my mind may be looking at that we have to do that, but the heart was really saying no. Preschool is really not meant for that online. Yes, because of pandemic, we have thought that let's keep our child engaged. Engaged was the only key to understand, where we have taken a toss for a lot of things, but yes, the heart was not behind the online preschool. Even we are open, kids are excited, but yes, with small SOPs in place, as we have small numbers in preschools, we have seen that excitement, what has happened. So preschool, yes, a future post-pandemic, the same sort of what you call as the atmosphere. I'll not say that it is just because of pandemic or the new education policy or this and that. We will really not bring anything, something which is very drastically changed. We may be using some sort of technology in place to engage children by seeing the technology space in the future. But yes, I believe it will be the same structure of preschool which I saw pre-pandemic.
So you think technology will help us further? Okay, this is what you want to integrate, right? Good. Yes, over to you, sir. Rathod sir.
Thank you so much, Preeti ma'am. So, pandemic, more than 20 months, and a closure of more than 20 months of preschools. And we people are dealing with the youngest of the, human being. 2 years of the age, 1.5 years of the age. And when the situation arises, pandemic struck, so I can say no preschool across the country was ready technologically to deliver any online content to the children of this age group. One thing. Second thing, no parent were mentally prepared to enroll their children for online education at such young age. And third, no teacher of the preschool was not so tech savvy so that they can immediately take up the things and start session on time. But hats off to all the stakeholders, starting from teachers, schools, and parents. And I just wanted to tell you, I have never seen parents so close to school, so close to their children before. What I have seen during this pandemic. And I have many, we have more than 250 preschools across the country and some in Bangladesh and Nepal also. So in many of the states, schools were allowed to reopen physically. In UP, it was allowed from September 1. And I asked all the branches to reopen from September 1. And I just wanted to share the kind of bounce back I am seeing in preschool. September, October, November, December, these are not the months for admission in preschool. For preschool, admissions comes in from January to July. After July, हम कहते हैं कि अब admission का season खत्म हो गया है. But I just wanted to share the kind of response parents are giving. Everybody is, fed up of the situation, whether it is child or parent, they just wanted to come and पेरेंट्स अभी आके खुद बोल रहे हैं कि हमें इस सिचुएशन के साथ ही जीना है तो बच्चे को क्यों ना स्कूल भेजें.
Absolutely, absolutely.
सो फ्यूचर तो प्री स्कूल द फ्यूचर ऑफ प्री स्कूल विल नेवर एंड, है ना?
Even we are
क्योंकि
very optimistic.
बच्चा जब फाउंडेशन ईयर्स लर्निंग नहीं लेगा तो कैसे वो प्राइमरी और सेकेंडरी में जाएगा. सो आई थिंक वी हैव ऑलरेडी स्टार्टिंग बाउंसिंग बैक एंड एनीथिंग ड्रास्टिक इज नॉट हैपन बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ओमिक्रॉन
Yeah.
वेरिएंट. then I think we have already bounced back.
Great, great. Good to hear that. Yes, Shobham sir from Clay Preschool.
Thank you so much, Preeti ma'am. I think as both the co-panelists have already shared their viewpoint, so I'll speak from the other perspective. First point that as Rathorji just mentioned, the parents were very much willing to send the child. So we were very afraid when we opened up the branches. So we started with opening of one branch, and we were sure that parents would not come. So we just invited 20 set of parents for the first day, and we were surprised that the grandparents came to drop the children. So that was what was motivating factor, that parents have realized that the youngest sector is more immune and is not getting affected with the COVID across the world, and there are no fatal cases. And they were feeling more secure with our schools, and they wanted the child to learn. So 20 may say 18 were there to attend the classes on the very first day, was a very motivating factor, and then we could invite the whole school in the next 1 week. And children have been coming from day one since September across the branches in Punjab and Haryana. But the challenge still is that there are a lot of negative news in the media, which again creates that panic among the schools, among the teachers, among the parents. And that panic affects the admission processes, that affects the fee processes, which eventually, I think, सबसे बड़ा जो challenge आता है when you are going to do large scale events like annual functions, or you are wanting to do something to showcase to the parents what their child has learned throughout the year. We are fearful of planning an event at such a scale which may get cancelled due to such things. So these are the fear factors. At the same time, if we talk about the response from the parents or the response from people who are looking to enter into the industry, want to take the franchisee, that's commendable, that's tremendous, and people are coming up in huge numbers for admissions. There is no fear among the parents till date, and we are happy.
Good.
Yeah.
So you are saying that again, as Mr. Rathore said, things will bounce back. Parents
Things will
will send to the children with trust, and they are very careful that they are sending at the right place.
Yeah, but for me, I would like to add one more thing,
Yeah.
that since a lot of sessions have happened today on the new education policy as well, we are talking about, and post-pandemic education policies that may be a hybrid model, that may be a way for a new normal. At the same time, we still need more clarity, as we are the people who are being questioned, who are being asked. Even at the panel discussions, we are being asked what is going to be the new education policy and how is it going to affect. So there is no much clarity on the implementation of it, and it creating a combination with the schools and the preschool models, because the child is going to be in the early childhood part till the class 2, and will it be running with the combination of preschools and combination of school education, formal education, and how the playway methodology will be implemented till the class 2 level, and the rote learning and the book model will be taking a back seat. So there is a lot of hard work and homework that needs to be done at the level of research, at the level of planning the academics, which
But
is...
I believe a lot of ambiguity is there, and they have postponed the implementation to 2024. Yes,
yeah,
still
still, but
ambiguity is there,
that
and they
is the
have not
future.
clear with the implementation
yeah.
of national education policy.
Yes, so
Right.
that's one thing which still remains in the air.
Yes,
you.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. Manjeet ma'am, over to you.
Hi, good
Yeah.
to go?
You want to, are you, would like to give the same insight
Yeah, I'll
about the
be
question?
quick
Yes.
about that,
Yeah.
right? So first of all, a very, very, very happy hello to all my fellow colleagues and all the educators who've braved the Omicron threats and trying to bring back a sense of normalcy. Isn't that what we are talking about? Building schools in the post-pandemic era. And this is the first step, you know, educators coming out, talking to each other, supporting the physical conferences to happen. Great step, 3 cheers to all of us. And coming back to your question that how do we rebuild schools in the post-pandemic period? I think the first dent in the car went when we announced the schools as non-essential, you know. So what did the government say? The cinema halls, the theaters, the pubs, the clubs, and the schools are going to be closed. Imagine, do we stand in a line of comparison in terms of services as the clubs and the restaurants and the cinemas? Very clearly not. So to reimagine school, to reimagine the education landscape post-pandemic, first of all, we have to cross out this at every step. The schools are not non-essential. They're very, very essential. Be it the teacher, be it the child, be it the parent. It's essential for all the stakeholders. So then reimagining schools, I think we are in a very strong space because like the schools, even the preschools reimagined themselves. from our infra to our curriculum to our more, refined focus on skill, on the needs of the day, on rather talking instead of, going towards maths and alphabetic numeracy, go towards, emotional literacy more. What are wants, needs, desires? What is safety? How should you be safe? What is COVID? Don't brush it under the carpet. The entire preschool industry, relooked at their curriculum. Then we fortified our teachers. है ना? उनको च्यवनप्राश खिला खिला के they did a tremendous job. As the panel before us was talking, we don't need to dwell more on that, but they did a fantastic job. A simple teacher, getting less than 10,000 rupees, how she, unlearned and learned. That is something I think, ladies and gentlemen, even if we are a handful of us, we need to give a round of applause to our preschool teachers as well. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है that we give them great salaries or give them great opportunities, but they went ahead and they did it, and they did it with pride and they did it with passion. So the teachers are sorted out, the curriculum is sorted out, the infra is sorted out. What needs to be sorted out is the guidelines.
Thank you so
we are
much.
all, in a schmozzle over there. But yes, we are good to go. We are good to go.
Great, great. Yes, over to you, Swati ma'am.
Thank you. Very good evening to everyone. Thank you, Alex, for calling me here. See the thing, now everyone talked about the admissions and parents are very confident about they are sending their children and all that. Still, I could see some parents, they have some glitch in the mind. Oh, thoda sa sanitization to proper hone wala hai na. Hygiene, are you going to take care now? How are you planning everything? Have you planned everything? So all the systems are in line. After seeing those things, the parents are, okay, we are fine with. Still, there are some, maybe we can say 5% or 10%, still they are, no, we do not want. Because the child is the most important thing for us. Maybe the child won't go to the school for a year, we don't mind. The child will learn next year. Because they're not understanding the importance of foundational years. So everyone talked about the building and all that. What I believe in is what is more important is more than building or hygiening or sanitizing the school, teachers' refreshment will be required. Teacher has to change how initially she started with her own curriculums, own syllabus, then she changed it to online sessions. Now what is going to happen? The children are not socially connected to anyone from last 1-2 years. No social programs, socially acceptable behavior. They don't know what is socially acceptable behavior. They will follow whatever they want because they were allowed to do however they wanted to. So that socially acceptable behavior, their emotions, father was working from home, mother was working from home, or whatever, everyone was in the house for all 24 hours. So children are emotionally into that state now. So the teacher's responsibility is to take out the children from that state and then how to behave in the group, how to share the things, how to coordinate with other children, how to communicate, how to, if teacher gives you some instructions, how to follow those instructions. This will be the biggest task, I feel. More than building can be cleaned, building can be prepared, students will come, but then child's emotions will be very difficult to manage.
Very rightly said, Swati ma'am. I will pick up from here only because everybody has shared their view that preschool will bounce back, preschool will be there, because parents also have understood that preschool is not the preparation for the primary school. Preschool itself is an individual identity which is required for the future success of the child. I take preschool as the roots of the tree. If you want tree to flourish and nurture or grow, then roots has to be very strong. So every parent need to invest in a good quality early childhood education of their children. I think NEP has also justified our point that it is a need of an hour. NEP is paying a lot of attention that every child by the age of 5 should know how to read at least. Should be able to count certain numbers. So everybody from the central government side and from the education side is promising and doing their best. But at the same time, if you talk about how to rebuild preschool after pandemic, I think we have gone through a lot and we have done a lot of hard work. Our teachers, our team has done a lot of hard work to provide quality in this tough period also. So now I would like to understand from each one of you what you are planning and what you have, you must have made some strategy that how you are going to restructure or how you will run further. Anything special you are going to offer to the parents, or have you changed your curriculum pedagogy, have you changed your running style, are you going to call 50% of the strength alternative? There are a lot of options which people are talking about, that we should run schools in this way. Reason being, parents are still in a dilemma whether we should send it or not. They want it, they want to send their child, but still a lot of confusion, because in India we are living in a joint family. Each family member is giving their opinion. So we have to juggle with everything, right? So as being, very important stakeholder in this preschool industry, each one of you, kindly share what strategy you have planned in part of a curriculum, in part of running, restructuring, and the teachers. Over to you, Preetham sir.
It reminds me a discussion which we were having almost 6 months back. See, there is a lot of learning gaps has happened that is accepted
True,
by
true.
everyone. As it was not a compulsory education, majority of the parents has thought about it's a temporary 3 days fever, and they can have a paracetamol after the pandemic is over, so that their learning can be over with just a paracetamol 3-day intake, that this intake will make their writing overnight, and the next dose of paracetamol will make their social skills immediately, and they will have a structure way to go to a school. But this is not that paracetamol, even the early childhood education, it is not that just 26 letters and 10 numbers that we can give it to the child within a fortnight or a quarterly or a 6 months. It's not possible. Even we all kindergarten teachers understand that even in nursery or a playgroup classes, even to teach that 26 letters and 10 numbers, we take 1 year of, I'll say, a daily work for that 2 to 3 hours in the preschools, not only during the table time, it is even the play time and the toys time or whatever time you have, you try to teach the same basics only. Now, if a parent comes back after 2 years and say that you have to promote my child to a first standard or a upper KG, but he has missed a 2 years of kindergarten during the pandemic, trust me, friends, it is not going to help with that paracetamol. It is not only a certification which you can give it by paying a fees or by upgrading the child to the next level, but there will be challenges. So you will be seeing two kinds of classes post-pandemic. One with the classes where children has really attended the classes during the pandemic, and there will be one class where the child has not attended any online session or offline sessions. You have to have it. Otherwise, your teacher and my teacher will not be able to cope up these basics of letters also.
So how you have planned in your schools that children, those who are coming or those who will join you now, what kind of changes you have done in your structure and curriculum to provide best to the children?
You have to divide the students, that is the first thing. Okay. We have to divide it, and with the time you will be able to see how we have lot of repetitions. Even preschool talks about repetitions, right? Yeah. So we need to see that who needs that repetition or who is ready to go to the next level.
Okay, you are suggesting parents to repeat the class. It is mandatory to attend kindergarten.
No,
you are suggesting?
No, not repeat this. The teacher will decide that what is that subject which is required for this child, and this is already the right time to promote him to the next class or not. Okay. And that parent participation will require to understand that the learning gap has to be taken over by both the teacher and the parent.
Good enough, good enough. Yes, Rathore sir, what you have done in your system?
See, rightly said by Preetham. These days, when I talk to my branches, so almost all the branches are facing same kind of problem. The child has not gone, had not attended any class online, offline, anything, and now he or she is eligible for, suppose, KG. parent want to admit the child in KG for the session 21-22, which is almost gone. So, but 1 year they have to bear one year, one thing, or they have to work very hard on the child uh, under the guidance of a school.
It will become very stressful for a child.
Yeah, it will become very stressful for the child. See, if the child is going to continue with the respective preschool, then preschool will help the child to cope up the learning gap in the next year also. Because if the child is going to, 10+2 school, formal setup, then I think it is very difficult for the child to cope up with other children. Otherwise, preschool will help the child because we are so flexible. Because in preschool, the children take admission not only at the time of beginning of the session, April or May or July or August or September, every month you will get the admissions. So we know how to handle those kind of situations. We already, our teacher already knows. So we can help the children whose parents are ready to continue their child's next grade also with the preschool. Preschool will help them out to fill almost up to a certain extent that learning gap, one thing. Second thing, that parent need to be patient. Because होता क्या है प्री स्कूल में बच्चा जब एडमिशन होता है एक हफ्ते बाद पेरेंट आके बहुत कुछ पेरेंट ऐसे होते कहते हैं हमारे मेरे बच्चे ने तो अभी तक कुछ सीखा ही नहीं हाउ कम इट इज़ पॉसिबल टू ब्रिंग चेंजेस जस्ट इन ए 1 वीक है ना तो पेरेंट को पेशेंस रखनी होगी दूसरा टीचर्स को भी पेशेंस रखनी होगी टीचर्स बाकी जो बच्चे जो ऑलरेडी कंटिन्यूस एजुकेशन ले रहे हैं that child is different from those children.
All the stakeholders need to come together.
Yeah, we need to create separate section for those children. So basically educating teachers, educating parents need to be done to cope up this learning gap. One thing. Second thing, for the people like us, we are I think everybody sitting in the panel is having a chain of schools. So we need to, we need to extend our support to our branches in terms of trainings, upgradation of skills of the teachers, because what was required during the pandemic, if suppose Omicron doesn't do anything wrong in the country, everything goes like what we are having today. So physical schooling शुरू हो जानी है. So whatever schooling will happen now, many of the preschool doesn't have the teachers what they have before pandemic.
True.
So we need to train the teachers what we have onboarded recently, one thing. Second thing, we need to train our new teachers, prepare our new teachers for any situation, like if anything happen, they need to be trained from the day one for the digital education also and classroom education also. So we need to handhold our franchisees, we need to handhold our teachers, we need to handhold our parents, we need to handhold our branch heads. Then only the preschool industry will do the justice in delivering the quality education on time to the children.
Yes, so you are going to pay a lot of stress on trainings, and which is a need of an hour. Any organization and institution can only sustain up to the mark or ahead of the system unless and until staff and each and every member is trained and should know his own responsibilities. Good to know. Yes, Mr. Shobham.
Very well said, Rathore sir. First of all, I would look at the positive part that as the administrative level of running preschools, we got a lot of time for the first time to create new structures that have never been in the past. May it be technology that was demanded during the pandemic, may it be academics, may it be curriculum, may it be trainings. So we have created a lot of structures. As you said, what structures we have created? I would say training is one very core structure that we have created. Every teacher has to go through. There is a list of 50 trainings, right from child handling to academics to everything. There's a list of 50 trainings that the teacher has to go throughout the year. And it is a mandatory part of our schools now. And same ways, बात तो वही है कि schools also got shut down due to financial losses. Preschools got shut down due to financial losses. There were so many teachers who got jobless. And these were the teachers who were the assets for the industry. These teachers were there teaching children for more than 20 years, 30 years. And now when they left the industry, they went into other jobs and never came back. Because again, that fear is there. कि कल को फिर से हम वापस जाएंगे, कल को फिर कुछ हो जाएगा, तब क्या करेंगे? So they are just securing their lives right now. But hiring new teachers who were not trained, there are no much training institutes. हमारा अगर देखा जाए, not to blame the government, not to blame the system, but we are still working on a 1980 NTT model, and we have no trainings for the preschool teachers, even if it is Anganwadi teachers, even if it is preschool teachers. हमें सबको एक साथ उसके ऊपर काम करना है, and we have to train those teachers for the new learning methodologies. At the same time, the children are also, like for example, a child who is in a nursery class, who usually used to go through a playgroup or a pre-nursery class as well, has now joined back in September or October. And there is a child who has just joined the school, but is eligible for a nursery class. So both the children have, one who has learnt online has, again, some knowledge, but has never been through the playful methodology.
Right. So you are also paying attention to the trainings, right?
Yes.
You need to retrain the staff to handle these post-pandemic children, those who are going to
100%.
join you.
We are training
Because
ourselves as
now
well.
two category of children will join us: those who have attended some kind of a structured learning in the pandemic time, and those who have not attended. Good. Manjeet, ma'am, I would like to hear from your side what strategic changes you have done in your branches. Anything special you have done for those children, those who will join you post-pandemic?
Yeah. So what we are doing, I mean, we're following a couple of strategies. So the first thing is that what we've done is a kind of a open assessment, online. What we're doing is to make the parents aware of, okay, is there a learning gap or is there a learning loss? So we're doing a couple of open assessments, online
Okay.
with the parent and the child sitting. So the parent is able to see, okay, and identify and know for himself or herself, okay, yes, there is a gap, there is a pause. So I need to do that. So after that only is the parent convinced, okay, yes, pandemic or no pandemic, the child needs to go back to school. Now coming back to the children coming back to school. So we've initiated a program called the Settlers Program. So the Settlers is essentially like a window. It's like a teaser to a movie. It gives them a window of about 3 months before the new academic session starts. That this is the window where, the child will have a stress-free, relaxed schedule before they get on to the regular academic year. So the curriculum is made for the Settlers Program as well. And then thirdly, we are training our teachers to be more child-centric. That yes, we will be a little relaxed on the curriculum, as in the sense that you don't have to worry about finishing so-and-so, so-and-so, and so on. Be more child-centric. So a lot of stress on building up, the child-teacher connect back. Remember that just as the child has stayed away, so has the teacher stayed away from the child. So, they also need to come back to the classroom and be more relaxed at the same time. Half the teachers are so scared, ye ho jayega, wo ho jayega. So we have to put them at ease. So good number of sessions for putting teachers at ease for having the children back to the classrooms.
So you are going to work with the parents for the assessment and to give them the
Yes.
clear understanding where their child stands as of now, after this 2 year of gap, right?
Absolutely.
Great.
And also, we are also, using a kind of a flipped classroom scenario where the parent has the year's curriculum also available to them,
Good.
to go back and refer to कि ये miss था, ये catch up हो सकता है, this is what is to be done. So we are also handling that, but in a very designed manner.
Right. Very nice idea. We can incorporate many of them. Yes, Swati ma'am, over to you.
I do have the same feeling. Actually, it is not the year over. It is just December. Still, we have 5 more months: Jan, Feb, March, April, May. 5
No,
months
only
more
3 months.
to go. 5
See,
more
North
months
India
to go,
only three.
to go to the lower
Okay.
KG classroom. If the
Okay.
child, see, we do not have, but parents
Okay.
do have.
Okay.
Our child do have. So if the child's school, junior KG school starts from June, so still the child is having 5 more months. So instead of pressurizing only with ABCD and 1, 2, 3, I believe What is not being developed, that is more important. Like 5 months are more than enough to teach ABCD 1, 2, 2, 3 to nursery child. Or if the child is been to lower KG, instead of pressurizing only, as the big schools, they also understand the child was at home, he's not done it. So they are also at helping hands. When the child will be going to a big school, they will be understanding the child was at home, he has not done anything. So we need to go little slow. We have to help the children more.
Good
So
to know,
all
good
the
to
big
know.
schools are also following it. They are also not able to complete their syllabus right now. They have reduced their syllabus. They are not pressurizing the children with their syllabus. If they are not pressurizing, why should we?
Okay, according to you, formal school also need to understand the children are sitting at home since 2 years.
Yeah, they should understand, because what I feel, when they'll come to school, what is the thought process, what is the collaboration, what is the cognitive development, which has not happened at all. That
So
should
what do
be.
you think? So what do you think after each year they will postpone the syllabus?
No, they will go little slowly. See, maybe it will take a year or two to adjust with everything. It won't take very longer time.
Okay. Good to know, Swati ma'am.
Because-
Thank you so much.
Because,
Thank you so-
thank you.
See, if you look at the time, the clock is running over here. One last question, and I would request everyone to keep it brief. You have heard and you must have read in NEP that from pre-nursery to class 2 come under playway, right? But I have heard many K-12 schools are planning to open their own kindergarten, or those who have a space, they are planning to incorporate preschools in their own K-12s, right? I think everybody must have heard about it. I think every one from the audience would like to listen. What is your point of view? Don't give me this point of view that preschool will bounce back and they will, be there. But what is your opinion about that, the statement? I want to like to know, because you all are very important stakeholders. We would like to know your opinion. How you're guiding your branches, because your branches must be asking, kya preschool band ho jayenge? K-12 will also going to open. Yes, let's start from Preetham Ji.
See, this is not only just because of NEP, even there were a lot of questions earlier also. As a preschool owner or a franchisor, everybody will think of that if the child is going to a regular school, even the parent has no tension of from nursery to 12th, the child is going to a similar schools. See, I see a preschool industry as a separate part, and I see a K-12 as a separate understanding. See, who generally go and reach to this preschool? Preschool is proximity. Preschool is even a price factor. Even a parent settling down is not settled down in one city. They do not go to a regular school by paying a hefty admission fee also.
Okay.
So proximity, fees is a concern. Again, a lot of parents wants to send the child to a small setup where the child have got some values. I'll not say that. The child has got some importance where that the numbers are less and they get more of attention, let's say, right, in a preschool setup.
Right.
So proximity, fees, again, approachable.
So this statement will not change the existence
I
of
don't
preschool.
think that just because of NEP and they said that they will be able to make first and second standard,
Yeah.
the K-12 will start the
Preschools.
kindergarten, but we'll say that the kindergarten people may start the first and the second
Primary.
standard.
Yeah. Okay, good to know. Yes, Rathore sir, what is your opinion in this?
Preeti ma'am, I think this question is coming in front of us for last so many years. Har saal World Education Summit or some other summit, we are discussing on the same line. So many of the K-12 school chains, brands
Yes.
have their own preschools also.
Now, yes, absolutely.
And many of the teachers of those K-12 schools sends their children for preschooling to our schools.
Great, good to know.
I don't want to take the name of the school,
Yes.
but many of the 10+2 schools teachers are sending their children
children
to
to the
our
kindergarten.
schools for the
Okay.
preschooling. The kind of patience, the kind of involvement, the kind of activities we people can plan,
Plan, yes.
a 10+2 school management can never think about.
Specialist ही होता है.
Yeah, because their main motive is to create a wing, because they have a large, land. They just build a small building there in one corner, and they start a preschool section. But they don't have that patience, and their motive is just to create their feeder unit.
Yes.
And for people like we sitting on the panel and lakhs of people who are running preschools of some or other brand or their own individual preschool, for them, this is the bread and butter.
Right.
So I think this is not going to close, one thing. Second thing, for next 2-3 years, 2-3 year at least, जब तक ये पैंडेमिक 2025 तक की बात चल रही है अभी तक तो, है ना? ये फ्लिप फ्लॉप चलता रहेगा.
Yes.
तो 2025 तक जब तक पैंडेमिक ये नहीं हो जाएगा कि ये बहुत बड़ा कांटा लग गया, पैंडेमिक आएगा ही नहीं, तब तक what I believe, what I have seen in last 3 months, September to November, maximum number of admissions in my branches are coming in nursery and KG.
Very true. Even we are feeling
So
the
once
same.
the child will come in preschool, playgroup,
Yeah.
he'll continue till KG.
Good.
So this is going to be, better for preschools, rather. Yeah.
It will bounce back. Okay. Over to you, Shobham sir. What is your opinion about this
So
statement?
there are certain things that we need to look at. One, I feel this is the time when the schools and preschools will come together. See, there's a common statement where the focus goes, energy flows, and results would follow. A formal school or a K-12 school has the focus on their 10th and plus 2 results because that is their market segment, and you would see an advertisement also showcasing their board results. They would never showcase their results of the kindergarten in a newspaper ad. At the same time, a preschool would always show how their children got selected in the best schools, where the interview processes are there or the choice of choosing children criteria is there. So preparing the children at that grassroots level is a patience thing that Rathorji said, and at the same time, there's a lot of research and a lot of training that is happening at the preschool level. Point number 2, you would see most of the K-12 school principals are also coming from the academic background. जो best teacher होता है वो एक principal बन जाता है school का. Mostly this happens in India. So, and these are the teachers of the higher grades. These are not the kindergarten teachers who are becoming the principals of the schools, majorly. So that experience and that training and that knowledge that is there in the preschool teachers to handle that child, and that small number that is happening in the preschools is going to bring a lot of collaboration in the future. And we are already getting a lot of requests from the formal schools for the curriculum, for the kind of work that we are doing, how we can collaborate. And now preschools are getting opened up in formal schools,
Yeah.
and franchises are being taken. And no doubts, they need feeders as well. So this collaboration is going to happen, and the models may change, but the schools and preschools will stay for a long time.
Great to hear from you.
Thank you.
Manjeet ma'am.
Yeah, I also agree with Shobit that I take a very positive approach to it. I always tell my partner schools that the more the merrier. Chinta mat karo, right? Concentrate on your strengths, don't focus elsewhere. This is your bread, butter, and your jam. So bread and butter is up and running. The jam, don't forget the jam. Let's upskill, let's reskill, let's look within, and let's look at how the NEP is going to actually benefit us. It's time that we put our systems and processes and our tie-ups and our collaborations into a very, very, good systems and processes over there. So that is going to get better, I feel. I don't think we need to unnecessarily spend our energies about formal schools opening up over there. Rather, let's spend our energies onto building synergies with the formal schools. That where are we? How do we benefit you, and how do you benefit us, and how does it benefit the child as a whole?
Thank you so much, Mandeep ma'am. Because time is up, I can see. So, Swati ma'am, if you would like
It
to
is the
say one line.
Same
It will not
collaboration
be
I
just-
believe in.
Great.
It should go in collaboration.
So, thank you so much. A great panel. I have enjoyed a lot. Can we have a big round of applause for the panel? नहीं अपने लिए नहीं, सब जोर से बजाओ सर, सब कह रहे हैं अपने लिए ताली तो बजा रहे, आवाज तो आनी चाहिए, right? Because see, good quality early childhood education is built for the holistic development of the child. I strongly believe that, and all the panelists, those who are sitting here, have seen this as their own vision, and they have made a mission that we will bring a change. So all the best to everyone. Thank you so much for contributing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to all the panelists. In fact, this was a very important topic because I believe the preschoolers were the one who suffered the most during the pandemic. Some of them were admitted in school but never saw a real physical school in the last 2 years. So when the schools open up finally, they'll be seeing a physical school for the very first time. 2 साल ही रहता है. वो निकल गया 2 साल उसका तो हो बिना स्कूल के ही निकल गया वो. अब पता नहीं वापस वो दोबारा प्री स्कूल में जाएगा कि बड़े स्कूल में जाएगा, वो भी देखना पड़ेगा. Thank you so much. And in fact, I would like to invite Mr. Sunil Kumar again on the stage. So, because we need to present as token of gratitude to all our speakers. So, I would introduce our speakers once again to all of you. Ms. Preeti Quatra, Chairperson, Petals Group of Schools, New Delhi. She's the moderator. Can we have the tokens for all the speakers? For Ms. Preeti Quatra, Chairperson, Petal Groups of Schools, New Delhi. She was the moderator and an amazing moderator, in fact. A round of applause for her. We can have a louder applause from the audience below. We are getting a good one from the stage. Mr. Preetam Kumar Agarwal, Founder and Director, Hello Kids Education, Bangalore. Dr. S.K. Rathore, Founder, Chairman and MD, Sanford Group of Schools, Ghaziabad. Shobhan Soy, CEO, The Clay Preschools, Ludhiana. Swati Mutha, Founder Director, Wonder Kids, Pune. That's Ms. Swati Mutha, Founder Director, Wonder Kids, Pune. Manjeet Legha, Director Academics and Trainings, Little Millennium Education Private Limited. And I would request all our speakers to come together for a group photograph.